Yo, what up, guys? It's your boy Williams Fitness back again with another video, and we've got Dean the Protein Lesiak back again. This video, the topics we're going to discuss are obviously the coronavirus, but within the bodybuilding community. I think myself and Dean probably have a little bit of a duty of care considering the size of following we've got. Obviously, Dean's got quite a big following on, you know, his Instagram and his website and everything else. So the things we're going to touch on today is there's a lot of stuff going around with regards to people on cycle. Should they be coming off cycle? People who are also on prep that don't need to be on prep anymore. What we can do with regards to our immune system. Obviously, we don't know a great deal about the, you know, the virus, and, you know, a lot of people are panic buying vitamin C. Is that going to really help? And just things like that. So, Dean, thank you for coming back.
You're very welcome. Thank you for having me once
Always
again.
A pleasure. Always a pleasure. So, first, what are your thoughts on the whole corona thing?
Oh my God, where do we start on this? The whole world's gone crazy, isn't it?
Do you think it's gone crazy though?
Well, right. I mean, rightfully. I mean, this is quite a serious issue, but a lot of people, especially I'm finding in the UK, don't see it as very serious. Just like, well, it's just like a cold, and more people die from a common cold than this coronavirus. But this is the very early stages. The numbers are quite low, but this is the start. We may have 3 to 6 months, maybe even longer, of this going on. Yeah. Most countries are shutting down their whole countries, and it's on lockdown. UK is still, everything's running and going pretty much as normal. It's just a bit of a scare. But I think we're going to get to the point where everything's going to have to come and shut down.
Yeah, I've literally not long, because I've been looking at a lot of this, only because I've got a little boy as well. So I've been looking into it a bit more to what I can do at home, what I can do to sort of help him, not just myself. And I've just watched a video from Valuetainment. You probably, most of my subs, and you probably yourself have probably watched Valuetainment. Like, he interviews like Ronnie Coleman. He did the whole scandal with Sean Ray calling out, I can't remember the coach's name off the top of my head, saying he was a killer, basically.
Yeah,
yeah. So I've just watched, he's basically done like a breakdown of the actual figures, the statistics, and the actual facts of it. And from what I can gather, there's a thing called an R0, which is the reproduction rate of a disease or virus. And from what it stipulated from that was it's 1 to 3 people. So say if you catch it, you know, 1 or 3 people in your immediate family or friends or whatever can catch it. So he's done the figures from when it started to death toll of 1, and it's pretty much doubled week on week. So if we're at like what 5,000–6,000 deaths, I mean, I took a screenshot of the pictures. We're sat at 3,802 deaths as of yesterday. They reckon by the 24th it's 8,000. By the 28th it's 16,000. By the 18th of May, it's 256 million. And people, like you say, people in Britain are going, it's just meme after meme after meme. Everybody's complaining about work. Why? And then it's the majority I've seen is
toilet roll. The biggest issue in UK is toilet roll. It's crazy.
Yeah, I think everybody's forgetting the bigger picture. So I think the best thing that me and you can do is obviously have an open discussion about it from both sides. And get your perspective, because I know you know a lot about biology. I know you know a lot about chemistry, especially with regards to, you know, steroids, hormones, all those sort of things, central nervous system, because it all ties together. So with regards to any guys that are out, who are on a cycle, about to start a cycle, does this have any effect at all with regards to their immune system?
Okay, so let's break it down, and first we talk about what this virus actually is. So I've been watching a few of the experts talking about it, and so from what they're saying, the coronavirus is just a virus in the same family as a common cold or flu. There's been quite a few bad ones in the past, all in the same family. This particular strand, so you imagine this virus as a little particle. It's like a little tennis ball with lots of little spikes all over it. Once it gets into your system, one of these spikes will attach to a part of your body, depending on the shape of the spike where it can attach to. This particular strand attaches to the lungs. So if it gets into your system and it finds its way to the lung, it attaches to the lung, and then it will make replicas of itself. And in that process, it will be destroying cells in the lungs. So this is why people find it hard to breathe and stuff. So somebody like myself or you that takes a lot of good care of themselves and really, I mean, I do many things on a daily basis, always to boost my immune system and be as healthy as possible. I don't really, I'm not bothered. I'm not saying I'm not bothered. I'm not scared if I catch this virus, because I'm pretty sure my immune system will eventually be able to cope with it, and it won't be such a big deal.
Yeah.
And this is how a lot of people in the UK are looking at this. Oh, it's just like a bad flu symptoms. You get a bad cold, which may be the fact to somebody that's healthy. Yeah. Say I catch the virus and I'm okay, I deal with it. But then I go and visit my mom, for instance. My mom is quite old now. She's had God knows how many lung diseases. She's got, out of both her lungs, she's got half of one lung that's functional. So if somebody like that was to catch this virus, she would be in some severe trouble and quite possibly die from it. Everybody that has died from it, I mean, smokers, asthmatics, anyone with any kind of cardiovascular problems will be at a much higher risk. But everybody that has actually died from it hasn't had the 100% health, or they've got some underlying problems, or they're heavy smokers. So it's like the statistics in China was most of the people that died were men who something like 80-90% of the males in China all smoke. They had underlying issues anyway. So it's not
from the figures you saw, just to touch on, because I've tried to find this myself and I can't find it anywhere. I was trying to find some sort of data where I could see the ages. All I could find was percentages of different categories, and it was it was like 2% from, I think it was 18 to 34. No, sorry, 1% from 18 to 34 of the total deaths so far. And then it sort of like gradually crept up, and obviously later on for the people 50 to 100, say, so to speak, we're obviously more at risk because our immune system's weaker. But have you found anything from the research that you've been doing or looking up online that stipulates that any sort of age range that it's more severe?
I didn't come across any actual numbers. Yeah. But most people were saying that the higher percentage of the people were elderly or had some kind of problems with their lungs in the first place. So heavy smokers, say, for example. So this could be a good opportunity for everybody out there to stop fucking smoking.
Would it be too little too late?
Well, yes. But I mean, we can look at this in different ways, can't we? I mean, most countries are on extreme lockdowns, and at the minute, this is a virus, so you can take antibiotics and shit like that all you want, and it's not going to do shit. Yeah. Antibiotics will destroy bacteria. It's not going to touch a virus. Yeah. So we don't have any vaccines or anything for this virus, and we may not have one for many, many months or even years if we ever get one. So our best defense at the minute is just don't have contact with people as much as you possibly can. And obviously the whole procedures of scrubbing and cleaning and sanitizing everything. But like I was saying, like, elderly people are staying at home because they tend to be more at risk because of their immune systems and ongoing problems. But it's not just, I lock my mom in her house. If I'm out and about doing my normal shit, I could have picked that virus up and I don't even know they've got it. Then I go and visit my mom. She's got it and could die, and she's being isolated. So we all need to do as much as we possibly can. Yeah. I mean, this virus attaches itself to carry on living and breeding. If it can't attach itself to anything, it can't breed. So the more we isolate ourselves, the more this is going to fade out and go away. And this is why these countries are on major lockdowns.
Do you think that so far, I mean, obviously the death toll in the UK hasn't been that high. Obviously Italy is well over 2,000 now, and they locked down the country, and that death toll is still rising. Now maybe that's a sort of an accumulation of, obviously people maybe have traveled more from the Wuhan province of China to Italy maybe, and that's, you know, made it spread quicker there. Obviously I don't think we'll ever know why Italy's been hit as hard as it has. Mexico, zero, nothing. Mexico's probably got one of the craziest populations in the world. India, the same. I think only Pakistan have had one case. And these are heavily overpopulated areas. So to me, I think it's more of a travel situation. But do you think the UK is doing enough, or do you think we should have gone into lockdown a week ago, 2 weeks ago?
I think we're very behind on what everybody else is doing, and we're not seeing it as a problem when it really is. And it's going to affect, see, the virus isn't as much as a problem to everything that is going to affect, like businesses and shipping and everything going on in the world. I mean, stocks are crashing down, and many small businesses are going to go under because everything's got to go into isolation. And I really think, I mean, as much as we don't want to, I don't want my gym to shut down. I want to carry on training. But what's more important at the end of the day, the quicker we can try and get this under wraps and under control, the quicker things can get back to normality. But it's only getting worse at the minute.
Do you think it's going to cause more? I mean, obviously the financial constraints and restrictions people are going to face. I mean, obviously they announced a 330 million budget for businesses, which was attractive loans, which was kind of annoying. I think they should have been like completely interest-free, like you pay back what we give you. I don't think that the government should be profiting on a pandemic. But do you think long term?
They'll always find a way. If there's a way, they're going to.
Yeah, they'll claw back that tax somehow. Do you think long term, if we take the virus out of the equation for a second, obviously a lot of smaller businesses, if they've got symptoms of self-isolating, do you think it's going to cause a bigger problem in a year's time, 18 months' time, with people with regards to depression because they lost their business? Do you think it's going to have an impact on suicidal rates because of? Do you know what I mean? The domino effect.
It's all knock-on effects that are very possible and most probably will happen to a certain degree. But yeah, exactly. I mean, imagine you've built your business over the last 5 to 10 years. You put every penny and every hour that you add into your business, and then this whole dilemma going on, you're forced to shut your business down. You go into major debt or even lose your house. I mean, a good friend of mine, a couple of years back, he did a charity boxing event for the homeless. Yeah. And he come up with some statistics and all this, and we raised a lot of money. It was great. But he come up with a statistic, something like 80% of people in the UK were like 1 to 2 months worth of paychecks away from being homeless. And that really hit it hard to me, because some people, they're earning good money, but that's just about breaking even and spending and living on the amount of money that they're taking in. So 1 to 2 months with no paychecks, they've lost the house.
This is the thing, and I've just been watching Sky News and another news outlet online on YouTube, and that was a point was rent situation. Obviously, the government haven't announced anything yet with regards to are they going to support landlords or tenants that obviously privately rent. I'm in a situation where I actually privately rent from my mum. She owns my house. I rent the house from her, but this is sort of my what would you call it, inheritance, so to speak. So I'm sort of
we're all coming to move in with you.
Yeah, well, I'm reinvesting in myself and my sister. But do you think that they will come out with something to support maybe not the individual themselves at the base level? Do you think the government will come out and say, right, landlords, we will give you some sort of tax relief, or do you think they will put up a front of money for them to access to cover the lower level people of their renting situation?
Well, I'd like to think that they would, but this is all huge amounts of money, and where's it all going to come from? This whole process is going to have a massive knock-on effect for quite a long period of time, and that's a lot of money building up that people are going to take a huge loss on. So any help from the government obviously is going to be amazing.
Yeah.
But no, I'm pretty sure no matter what they do or try to do, people are going to be pissed off because they're not going to get back anywhere near as much as what they're going to lose out on.
So reverting back, it's just come to me, to be honest. Obviously, you mentioned the charity boxing fight, and it was for the homeless. Now, obviously, we're all panic buying. I'm not going to lie. Last week, I went out. I've got 10 bog rolls stashed. I'm good for.
So it's down to you.
I've got
because of you.
Do you know what it was? I went to my local. Everyone's got like the local shop. Yeah. It's like a few streets away. I went in. And he was like, come here, this Asian guy. And he's like, come over. So I went to him and he went in the back, come out with a bag. He'd got Imperial leather soap. He'd got 5 packs of these. I'm using these as hand wipes, mate. I swear. Yeah. I'm like that, mate. Some antibacterial sprays and stuff. And there's Happy Shopper loo roll. Americans who don't know, Happy Shopper is worse than sandpaper to wipe your arse with. I am grateful they put it to one side for me.
Not as bad as the tracer paper one, is it?
Oh, mate. Or the blue paper toweling.
Oh, God, yeah.
Do you think, though, obviously, we're obviously having a joke about it and stuff, but do you think everybody that's, panic buying and stuff, obviously this is now going to reduce foods that's going to food banks? I think there's going to be, this is what I personally think, there's going to be a shortage for people like the Samaritans who have these I want to say soup shelters, but you know what I mean, where they obviously provide food and stuff. Do you think that's going to have a knock-on effect then on the even lower levels that we've got where people, can't, survive day to day as it is?
I think this is only going to get worse. And if they do lock down the country and we go into isolation, what the fuck are the homeless going to do? They're out on the street. Nobody's there to look after them. Nobody gives a shit about them. When you see how people behave and act when a crisis happens, and they get a bit of panic and fear, they don't give a fuck about anybody. It's all about, so this is why they're going out panic buying and hoarding everything. And some people are just panicking. And out of fear, they're hoarding it. Other people are seeing, I can get an opportunity here to make some money, start buying everything and then selling it online for double the price. And I personally think we should go and find where they live and go.
To be honest,
stuff and give it to the homeless.
eBay, Amazon, I'm just trying to think, there was eBay, Amazon, Gumtree, Spock, and there's another one, like these online apps, are now reporting these people that have, because I think there was one guy that had bought $2,000 worth of like hand sanitizer for trying like shop it all off on eBay. Went nope. He went to Gumtree. They went nope, and they've all basically gone, no, mate, you can fuck off because you're profiting on a major crisis.
Yeah. I mean, my friend went in the shop the other day and said this little hand sanitizer bottle. They was trying to charge him £20. They had a price £20. He was filming them, saying, "Is this?" They wouldn't answer on tape. And they said, "Is it for sale?" They wouldn't answer. So I'm just going to take this then. No, you can't take it. That's not for you. I'm like, well, how much is it? It's £20. Wow,
right.
I mean, that's how
the
people...
thing is as well, though. Obviously, part of it is obviously 50% of it is the whole hand washing thing is. If you've got, germs or bacteria, maybe corona is obviously touching your hand because it's a respiratory virus. Yeah. Doesn't mean to say just because you've got all the hand sanitizer in the world that you're not going to breathe it in from somebody else that's just coughed.
Yeah, it's going to still be spreading it. Not going to stop you from getting. I mean, you're seeing people with masks walking around everywhere. I mean, it's going to help to a certain degree, but these masks have got open holes. It's not going to stop you from
they sort of crease, don't they?
Yeah. But it's going to help you from stop touching your mouth and because if you do, it's airborne. So if somebody coughs or sneezes in the facility or there's recycled air in your building, you'll breathe it in, and somebody's got it, you're going to catch it. But you've got to be in that radius with them. So if the germs, if the virus is actually on things and you physically touch it, you can't get through your skin. It's no harm unless you touch your mouth or rub your eyes. It's getting into your system then, and then you've got it. So all this stuff, wiping everything down, is trying to destroy any of the germs and the virus before anyone can actually touch it. So
do we
all these
even know
methods
if
are going to help.
do we even know if these antibacterial sprays and Dettol are even? I mean, because there was a picture of a bottle of Dettol that went viral because it said kills, had a list of things on there like E. coli and random shit, and apparently it said coronavirus, like it kills corona. Do we even know if that's even true?
I mean, I couldn't tell you as factually, but I'm pretty sure that they should kill pretty much every germ. Or I mean, you drink a bottle of that, it's gonna do some severe damage in it. There's not much that's gonna survive from it.
Do you think we should put it into some sort of vapor and just breathe the Dettol in?
Yeah.
Put it in the air conditioning.
So I'd like someone to test it and post the results.
So back to, obviously, I think we've like sort of snowballed a little bit. So back to the first question: people on cycle or about to come on cycle, with regards to their immune system, what sort of situation are they in? Being on anything from like a simple oral to an injectable, what's their immune system like?
So just so happened, I finished my cycle like 3-4 weeks ago. So just great timing. So I'm more natty and healthy, and that's why I'm so skinny and pathetic now. But but really, I mean, people got all their priorities wrong, haven't they? People are going crazy because they can't go to the gym, or panicking because maybe their gym shut down. What's more important? How good you look in your coffin, or we need to get on top of this. This is something pretty serious. Like I say, people in the UK are just not looking at it as a serious point of view at all. And all they care about is themselves, and like, oh shit, I might lose my abs, or just look at what's going on. Pretty much every competition's been shut down that I know of. There's nothing going on. So if you're dieting for any show, and I know many people that have been, I don't know if they still are, but if you still are, fucking stop. Because all you're doing, when you're dieting to that extreme, you're putting huge stresses on your body, which is having a massive effect on your immune system and cell production, everything. So you're just making yourself a lot more susceptible at getting anything. So the same as being on a course, obviously we all know when you're on steroids, it's going to lower your immune system. I mean, if you're extremely healthy and you have an amazing diet, then you're probably going to be fine taking a course of gear, providing it's not huge amounts. And like we've been through that before. My cycles, when I do take them, are like 400 to 600 milligram a week maximum. And I know I've had somebody taking over 6,000 milligram the other week. Someone was telling me, and it's just crazy. Like, what's that doing to your body? So all of these, I mean, training your ass off in the gym, pushing 300 kilo squats and deadlifting and all these extreme workouts are putting huge stress on your system. So as you know, it batters your central nervous system, which is going to have a big effect on your and everything working inside. So it's really going to drastically decrease your immune system. So if you're dieting and you're training, smashing the weights hard, and you're taking huge courses of gear, then your immune system battered already. You're most likely going to catch anything that's coming in the radius. You see people when they're close to a competition, they're like deaf, aren't they? They can't be around people even with a cough or a cold, because they're going to get it, and it's going to affect their look on stage. So why risk it? Why risk it? This is more important.
Your sort of statement is, if you are in prep for a show, stop. It's just there's no
shows going on, so what's the point?
I mean, obviously we know, we both obviously are friends with a lot of bodybuilders. I think probably most of our friends, especially social media, are bodybuilders. And I the only show that I still know is going ahead that I'm aware of so far is the Barbarian Classic in Grimsby, but that isn't.
Oh, that's because Sam's doing it, isn't he? Sam's.
But that's a few months away. But he's still promoting that show, and I'm like, do you still really want to be doing that? I mean. Yeah,
I mean, I'm pretty sure if the it's going to get worse, and if anybody gets involved, everything's going to be shut down, whether they want to or not. So I
If
can't.
people are on cycle, do you think they should wind it down now and start on what should they do after the fact? If they're not dieting, obviously we don't want us to start, jump on the cake and the crisps and stuff. Give us something that we can, my audience, your audience can work with. What should they do?
Yeah, you should drastically look at how your diet is and really look into your health rather than how you look. So, I mean, my diet these days, I don't eat anything because I like the taste or I enjoy it. I eat the things that I enjoy the most that are extremely healthy. So, I mean, once a week I'll have a pile of ice cream or something, and immediately my guts, and I need to go to the toilet because I eat so clean, and I must have some kind of slight intolerance to huge amounts of cream. I can eat some ice cream and I can take anything and I don't have a problem. When I take a huge amount of ice cream or whatever crap I'm going to eat, it affects me straight away. So, I mean, every day I don't eat anymore to try and gain weight or nothing. It's all about just maintaining some size, some strength, but more importantly, be healthy. So I start my day. I still have a decent, good amount of protein. Yeah. Because I don't want to lose muscle. I'm happy with holding a bit of muscle. Yeah. But it shouldn't be priority. But I'll have like steak and eggs, but then I'll have a pint of a blended smoothie that I make myself. Okay. In this smoothie, there's about 7 different vegetables, 2 or 3 fruits, and then a ton of different kinds of seeds and spices, herbs, whatever.
Reel them off. What's the list of what goes in the magic shake?
I post some of them on my Instagram.
What was the one you had today?
So if I miss a few, though, I'm going to make 2-3 points worth, and it lasts me a couple of days. So they always slightly vary, but usually there'd be spinach, kale, celery, cucumber, avocado. What else we got? Some carrots in there. Then we'll have some garlic chucked in it. I'll have some grapes. I chuck a mango in more for the taste. It really sweetens it up.
Yeah.
A few like dark berries or strawberries if I have them in. I get a packet of greens powder. Chuck a big scoop of that in it. It's usually got spirulina and things like that in it. Then I put some flaxseed in it, chia seeds, so you get a good amount of omega-3s. And then I even chuck in some cinnamon, just to help my blood sugar levels, things like that, a bit of nutmeg, and even some turmeric. All these have some wicked health properties to all of them. So I dump as many different ones as I can in one go, and I'll have at least half a point to a point of that day. So I have a good amount of protein. So in the morning, sometimes I'll have some whole milk bread. Sometimes I don't eat any carbs at all. So the cinnamon, stuff like that, will really help stabilize my blood sugars, so I never get crashes or nothing like that. And the carbs that I do eat are very complex, so it's never spikes in my blood or insulin taking it all out. It's pretty level.
If people were trying to boost their immune system, given the circumstances we've got today, given what we've got available on the shelves, is there a few items that you'd reel off that, I mean, obviously it's not going to combat, the virus. It's not a cure, when that's not what we're trying to do, but we're trying to obviously educate on improving people's health. If there was a few items that you would recommend people go out that you think, and obviously think because we're not sure, that might be readily available, over the next few days, what would those items be?
I mean, everything that I just reeled off, that's all going to help all different kinds of functions in your body, to your gut health, to your immune system. I mean, a lot of things start in your gut, so it's important to have a good gut health. We can go into that another time if you like, but mainly to boost your immune system, you want things like garlic. Chuck that in there. I mean, even I got some mint as well. I forgot to chuck some of that in as well. But flaxseed, awesome. I mean, even if you're not getting any actual flaxseed or stuff with omega-3s, another really important one, massively boost your immune system. So like salmon, avocados, really high in them, chia seeds. So if you can't get those foods, you can always supplement. It's going to help. So I have a bit of both. I get as much as I can through my food. So as many different vegetables as you possibly can, because they've all got so much just micronutrients packed into them. And if you're watching your diet, you don't want to put fat on. Stay away from rooty vegetables and eat more leafy stuff. It's pretty much just fiber and hardly any carbs whatsoever. You can pack your meals out with these. It will massively boost them. If you struggle to eat that much, like I do, then I blend it in the shakes. You can just sip a bit throughout the day, or you're getting a huge amount in the morning. As for supplementations, I have, as well as all the stuff I have, I take flax seeds, I take omega-3s, obviously my vitamin C, my zinc, and then glutamine, always glutamine. And if I ever feel a little bit run down, I do a mixture of vitamin C, zinc, omega-3, flaxseed, and glutamine. Between those 5, you'll massively boost your immune system.
Wow.
I mean, glutamine, people just see it as recovery, a supplement they take to muscle process recovery. But if you look into the human body, you eat your food, it gets broken down, protein gets broken down to amino acids and stored into the muscle. Yeah. And that will help repair and grow new muscle tissues. But there's 20 different amino acids. So if you break protein down, there's 20 different amino acids. 9 of those are essential amino acids, which means your body can't make them. Yeah. So you have to consume them through foods. So like meats and stuff like that have all 9 in. That's why it's quite hard for a vegan sometimes to get a complete source of protein. They have to mix and match a few foods together to get all 9 essential ones. But between all 20 amino acids, pretty much make up everything in your body. So with different sequences, out of those 20, it makes up about 100,000 different cells in your body. So everything is all made from protein. We are protein, basically. But those 20 aminos that are just stored in the muscle, 60% of all of those aminos are glutamine. And your body stores that much glutamine because basically when your body's under stress, physical stress in the gym, you're releasing a lot of ammonia, cortisone into your body. And the same with any other kind of stress, mental stress, all kinds of stress. The ammonia is gonna, and the cortisone, it's gonna really attack your immune system breakdown. There's purposes why you've had these. Okay. But while it's in your system, it's not good. So basically, this was designed back to when we're hunter-gatherers. It was a great system. So you imagine you go out, you're hunting a woolly mammoth or something, and you go out, or you're getting berries and shit like that. You might go months and months and everything's going cool, but one day you walk in the corner, there's a saber-toothed tiger. It's going to bite your fucking head off. So then your body releases these stress hormones. You shit yourself, you see fear. Yeah. So all these stress hormones like ammonium, cortisone, all these, what they do is put you into flight or fight mode. And what that means is basically all the blood around your body is delivering all the nutrients and everything that you need, oxygen. When you're resting or you're just eating a meal, all the blood's around your visceral area and in your brain. So this is now boosting your immune system, it's cell production, because you're 50 to 100 trillion cells that make up your body. And every few hours, you've got millions that die and new cells that are being reproduced. Yeah. So this is producing new cells, it's churning over constantly. So you imagine all this, what's going on in your visceral area is new cell production and boosting your immune system and keeping every function in your body going. So when you release these stress hormones, what it's doing is pushing all the blood from your visceral area into your arms and your legs, ready for fight or flight. You ever heard stories when like a woman's lifted a car off a child?
Yeah.
Because of this process, they've got this huge surge of energy, and one is to either fight off the tiger or run and get away from it. And back then, like you probably get away from it in 5 or 6 minutes. Like if you don't, you're going to get eaten. So imagine you got away with it. 10 minutes later, there's no threat around you.
Yeah.
Brain says, okay, everything's fine. It stops producing these chemicals. Everything goes back to normal.
Yeah.
Cell production restarts, and everything, immune system. So you imagine like you're 100 trillion cells, and you've got millions of cells breaking down every few minutes or every hour. How long can your body go for if you're not producing new cells? So when you're in stress, when you're in major stress, its cell production stopped or slowed right down. So if you stay in stress for a long, long period of time, your body will start to break down and start getting sick. So back then, it was a 5 or 10 minutes and everything's back to normal. This day and age, people are constantly stressing over relationships and bills and jobs and fucking arguments with their girlfriends. We invent so many stresses, but your brain is still releasing the same similar kind of chemicals that shut down your cell production and shut down your immune system. So it's all having a massive knock-on effect. And the flip side of that, if you're really happy, you're positive, or especially if you feel love,
yeah,
your brain releases other chemicals. Every emotion that you feel, your brain's releasing a chemical into your blood that's going to impact every single cell in your body. So when you feel love, you're releasing oxytocin, serotonin, dopamine, vasopressin, even growth hormone. All of these chemicals make cells thrive. So, I mean, bodybuilders spend fucking how much money on growth hormone. You just being in love, your brain's releasing more of it. And these are making cells thrive. And vasopressin actually makes a person glow and look more beautiful. So when you're in love, and the reason of that is to try and, when you're attracted to a partner, to keep hold of them. So these are actually, you either, in good ways, your cells are thriving. When you're in depression or down or negative or fear or anger, your cells are shutting down. So you're one or the other. You're either moving forward or you're moving back. So it's really important.
To take from what you've said, obviously stress is detrimental to your body and how
massive, yeah.
And things that you don't know that's physically going on within you. So to take from that, obviously everybody is, or will be at some point stressing over the coronavirus. If they're on the self-isolation for, I think it's 14 days now, it's been up to. Are you saying it would be better to watch some comedies, have a bit of fun with it for the impact, with regards to hormones?
Massively. So when you know how the actual process works, the more you're stressing, the more you're shutting your body down, the more chance you're going to get of being sick or staying sick longer. So like,
it's a nice spin on it as well, because like you say, it will help. Obviously, given, people's circumstance, like you say, if they've got any underlying issue, you're kind of fucked, and obviously age as well. But like you say, if it's going to help, I think it'll probably help people to get through the time anyway and make.
Well, master, you figure it. So there was this biologist called Bruce Lipton, amazing guy, PhDs coming out his ears. I follow a lot of his work, and this guy's unreal. 50 years ago, he figured out that genes don't determine the way you are, that your cells adapt to their environment, and it's epigenetics basically. So genes will tell you what your cells are, but they will adapt and evolve to their environment.
Yeah.
So and people fobbed it off and laughed at him 50 years ago, but now it's a real science, and it's only just now written into all the textbooks. But he did an experiment where he got stem cells, put them in a petri dish. Every few hours, these stem cells divide, and it's an exact replica of the last one. So he leave it for a week, and there might be 20,000 cells in this petri dish, and they're all identical to one each other. So cells are like a fish, they live in a liquid. So the liquid in the dish is culture medium. In your body, they live in the blood. So the culture medium, you'll make it as close to human blood as you possibly can. So then the cells, that's how they live. So the blood carries all the nutrients around and the cells pick it up.
You've got to recreate that environment.
Yeah, so that's the culture medium.
Yeah.
So then what he did, he split it into 3 dishes and he changed the culture medium in each dish. And remember, these cells, they're all exactly the same. So he changed the culture medium here. These cells all turned into bone cells. He changed them in the other dish, they changed the muscle cells, and the other dish, fat cells. So these identical cells adapted to their environment and became what they was told to become. So then you gotta think. Then you got one of the dishes, and he tainted the culture medium. So now it's got these toxins in it. All the cells start to get sick. So then if you take those sick cells to the doctor and you say, "Doctor, the cells are sick," like, what medicine should I give the cells? And it's like, it doesn't matter, because you give them medicine to try and get them better. While they're in that bad environment, they're going to keep getting sick.
Yeah.
Yeah. So he takes the cells out of the bad environment, put them in a good environment, and they instantly start to thrive and get better. So what's the difference? What's the relevance of this? The cells don't know the difference whether they're in a petri dish or in your body. Your body is one huge petri dish, and the culture medium is your blood. So when we go and get sick, the doctor gives us medicine. We need to clean the environment, or the medicine, they're great, they're doing a quick fix, but it's not what the medicine's fixing short term, but we're not fixing the problem. So then you've got to think, what affects your culture medium, your blood? First of all, you got to think, everything I put in my mouth, whatever I eat or drink, is going to get broken down and make its way into the blood. So if you eat shit, you're putting shit into your system, and then your body has to work overtime trying to get rid of it and get it out. Yeah. Going back to the glutamine, when you're stressing, the glutamine actually goes around, gets the ammonia and gets it out of the system. That's why you hold so much of it.
You're making everything 10 times more harder for the body to...
it's constant stress. It's like a machine, and if you overload a machine, you give it too much workload, it can't cope, it's going to break down. Yeah. So then you think, okay, everything that I eat, if I eat healthy, I eat good, I'm feeding the cells goodness, they're going to thrive. If I give them shit, they're going to break down, even mutate into cancerous cells or some kind of disease, or they break down and die. So what else? The air that I breathe in. If you're in polluted environments, you're smoking cigarettes and putting shit tons of really bad chemicals into your body, it's going to have a massive effect. And you don't get lung cancer for no reason. Like, people smoke for 100 years and don't get lung cancer, but when you do smoke, you're massively increasing the chances of those cells mutating and becoming, say, cancerous or breaking down. And then thirdly, the most important, what most people don't think about, is the thought process. So as I was just saying, every thought you have and you feel an emotion, your brain's dumping a ton of chemicals into your bloodstream, which have an effect on. So if they're bad chemicals, they're going to shut cells down. If they're good chemicals, they're going to help them thrive. So all of these things are major factors. So your food, the air, the water, your thought process is a massive, massive impact on your health.